Lonely Island Audio.
We got a special guest in the house today on the Raw Report. I'm Dice Raw, and with me is my main man, my brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying? DJ Circuit Breaker, a.k.a. Chris Wood, a.k.a. The Exact Pro on Instagram. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great.
You're looking good. You're looking good. You're fresh off the plane.
Fresh off the plane.
Jet lag a little bit. I was sleeping in Uber, so no worries, my brother.
I look jet
No
lag.
worries. I look fucked up. My beard is looking fucked up. To all my lady fans out there, I know you're always concerned about how my beard looks. You want it to look maximum sexy. Maximum sexiness, from, the Way Too Sexy movement, the light-skinned bearded movement, the Way Too Sexy movement.
Not too much peach fuzz.
Yeah, I couldn't get it done right because my former barber, you're fired. You're fired, pal.
You're fired.
I'm firing you publicly. I'm not even going to say his name because it's not even necessary. But I rush, I got my grandmother living with me now.
Yeah.
So I rush to get her together. I rush to the train station to get the fucking train. I fucking get to the train was late, first of all. It stopped in the middle of the track for like 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So I was late.
Right.
And he says, what do you want me to just tell the next person, Dice, that's on the schedule, that my whole schedule's thrown off because Dice Raw wanted to get his hair cut today, so I have to push everybody back. I thought I'd do that. And I said, well, yeah, that's exactly what you say. Like, is he not thinking? Like, hello, I'm more important than everyone else at the barbershop, at least. Anyway, moving on. Glad to have you here on the Dice Raw Report.
Yes.
My brother, Chris, you've been doing this for a long time, so you're a pro. You're not new. You're not new to this. You're true to this, the
yes, I am.
podcast game.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So we got a lot of topics to talk about. Anyway, do you want to give a shout out to anybody before we start?
I'd like to give a shout out to my website and media conglomerate hip hop since 1987.
That's right.
Exists since 2008, and
yeah.
we're the premier platform for Philadelphia, South Jersey, Allentown, and parts of Atlanta. Holla at me.
Okay, great. And, I would like to take a moment
I
of
could
silence.
go on and shout more people out, but
Yeah, it's probably not, yeah. But, I want to do a moment of silence for Harmony Pigeon. I don't know how to pronounce Freeway's last name. Pardon me, Free, if I didn't forget. But, I definitely want to give a moment of silence for her and rest in peace to her,
For sure.
Harmony. So let's take that moment.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Rest in peace, Harmony. Shout out to my brother Freeway. Hope you... I don't even know what to say with losing a child or losing somebody that close to you, It's just been a nightmare of a year. And ever since this COVID-19 shit, or whatever the fuck it is, ever since it came in, it's just been a total, just absolute nightmare. And I guess we could even, get into it. Why even waste time? Let's just get right into it. The number one COVID problem was riots, and I guess the number one COVID problem was COVID. But during the riots of the George Floyd and all that other stuff that happened, the financial all shit, we'll talk about all that stuff. But Kyle Rittenhouse, I want to start with this knucklehead. You familiar with this guy?
His name sounds very familiar. He's a little white kid that I keep seeing on all the media stuff today.
He's on the news. He is white. And what he did was he brought an AK-47 out and shot people in the middle of the street, some people of color. And the judge, he's on trial too, by the way, for murder. But the judge is saying the lawyers cannot address the people who were shot as victims. But what are they, Your Honor? What are they? Are they not victims to a psychopath, a little dickhead, running around, spoiled brat asshole with a loaded AK-47 in the middle of a fucking riot because he wants to go out and protect local business? I mean, it's just the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, first of all, where's his mother and father? Because, I mean, they should be locked the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? For letting a fucking kid go out of the house with a fucking AK-47. I mean, even if he is 18, I'm unsure about how old Kyle Rittenhouse is with you fucking idiot Kyle Rittenhouse. And I hope you rot in jail for the fucking rest of your life. I actually do. I hope you rot in fucking jail for the rest of your life because you're fucking stupid. And maybe if not for the rest of your life, you at least got to do 20 years. You know what I'm saying? At least 20. You murdered 2 people in fucking cold blood because you're trying to protect local businesses that don't belong to you. You're out in the middle of the fucking street. I mean, this guy's out in the middle of the street with a fucking AK-47, shoots 2 people.
He deserves life in jail.
He deserves life in jail. I mean, like, you know how many niggas that are in jail right now for shit that they didn't do? You know what I'm saying? For some shit that they didn't
went to
do.
jail for some shit I didn't do.
There you have it, folks. There you have it, folks. So, I mean, my whole perspective, my only question is, if Kyle Rittenhouse was black, what do you think would have happened to him? Chris, I'll start with you.
He would have been shot on sight, and he'd have had a gun, and he shot 2 times at the cops, and they shot him 76 times in return.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? 76 times, 100 clips, 100 bullets. I mean, there's so many unarmed black men that have been murdered by police that the shit is just absolutely fucking retarded. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's baffling that he was even taken into custody. The gun was removed because when you have somebody that's armed and already shot somebody, I mean, now they're armed and now they're active. They're an active shooter. They're an active shooter. They're not just armed. They're armed and just shot a couple of people on the street during one of the worst riots America's ever seen. I mean, ever seen. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you know, Kyle Rittenhouse, I hope you rot in jail for the fucking rest of your life.
He's a bad joint.
Yeah, he's a bad joint. And there's a lot of fucking white guys doing a lot of dumb shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
He a bad joint.
Yeah, so moving on. Let's get into... what is Laundrie's name? Brian? Is it Brian? This dummy Brian Laundrie. Are you familiar with this guy, Brian Laundrie?
No.
Let's take a break. Let's take a break real quick. So Brian Laundrie, anyway, for people who don't
never heard of him.
Good, perfect, because he's a nobody anyway. He's a total fucking loser, fucking nobody. And you know what? The fact that you never heard of him is my point. Why is this news? Why is this news?
Never heard of him.
You know, one white woman goes missing. I mean, you know, I don't want anybody to go missing. But like I said in the last episode, we got 4 million missing black people on the planet Earth, and no one's looking for them. Like, nobody even gives a fuck. I mean, the shit should be on the news all the time. That should be the main focus. Millions of people missing.
It's all about politics, too. It's all about, you know, how they pushing local legislation and, you know, the politics in their community and any relationships that they got according to how much support they're going to get in retrieving, you know, the person or finding the person or investigating the person. That always comes into play when you... And
they dropped the ball. I mean, the local authorities down Sarasota, Florida, I mean, they're almost like Keystone cops. Yeah. I mean, when it comes down to fucking solving a homicide.
Yeah, that's true.
They dropped the ball, like, I mean, so many times. First of all, they let the guy show up without the girl, and then they don't question him. They didn't question him.
And they losing cops too. They're trying to hire cops for $5,000 to get started and bonus money to relocate to Florida and be cops.
I mean, this shit sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fucking cops.
That's wild.
Who wants to be a fucking cop? Who wakes up in the morning and is like, you know what? That's the gig for me. Now, I mean, if you're ex-military and, you know, you're fucking, you know, you were just in Iraq or Afghanistan and you've been fighting for the last 18 months, or you've been fighting the desert wars or the desert storms, and you just come home and you're bored as fuck, and you just want to kick the shit out of fucking people for no particular reason, okay, that's the job for you. You know what I'm saying? You just want to be a total fucking dickhead, roam the streets. But anyway, it's not even about the dumb police of Sarasota. I mean, it's about them, but then it's not really about them. But the cops in Sarasota, you guys are so fucking stupid. I just don't even know where to begin. It's like, so Debbie, her name was Debbie. Was it Debbie? Gabby. Gabby Petito. I'm about to call her Debbie Petito, which is a horrible name. Gabby Petito. I hope her mother isn't called Debbie. But shout out to the Petito family, because you guys had a loss. You know what I'm saying? You guys have a great loss. And the Petito family, I feel bad for them because they are victims. But at the same time, it's just one white woman. It's just one white woman that we lost. We lost one white woman. I mean, I don't want to lose anybody. She was murdered by a boyfriend. It's tragic. It's absolutely tragic, but it's one white woman. We got 2 million missing black women right now.
We're going to, the next show, we're going to start a fund, GoFundMe, so that we can donate to any funds that support missing women.
I think it's a good idea. So,
good idea.
You know,
I want to say, I wanted to go through a Q&A with you.
Oh, okay. Today. Okay. You want to ask me some questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Said I was toned down.
That's a different
twist.
I
know he cursed me out when he cut the mic off.
Absolutely not. Absolutely did not.
You know what I'm saying?
So you got some questions for me? Go ahead, Chris. I haven't talked to you in a long time,
I know.
face to face, and I do want to bust it up with you over some drinks. But he got to go to his sister's house, and I got to go to my grandma's house.
You know the vibes.
These women running our lives.
You know the vibes, man. Ain't no way around it.
They running our lives.
Ain't no way around it. You know what I'm saying? So, in the midst of the post-pandemic Joe Biden era, how do you think Joe Biden is doing so far?
Well, I've been very critical of Joe Biden this whole presidency. Joe, you suck, Joe. And here's why I think the Democrats suck just off the bat. Why I hate Democrats. And I'm not a Republican either, but here's why I hate Democrats. They always try to convince people that being poor is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be like, I grew up in Scranton, and in Scranton, we didn't have, nice clothes, or we didn't have nice cars, or we didn't do this in Scranton, and we were stand-up people. It's like, yo, Scranton is full of Ku Klux Klan motherfuckers. Everybody up in Scranton and Harrisburg and Pittsburgh and all those places in Western Pennsylvania are fucking natural habitats for Ku Klux Klan. It's more Ku Klux Klan out arguing Scranton than in fucking Georgia. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, and in Joe Biden, this is his area he comes from. And I think Joe is qualified. I think Joe is overqualified to be president. Joe should have been president 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, he should have been running against Reagan or some shit like that.
So
like,
what you think about him with the cash app restrictions that they're going to put on after New Year's?
Oh, wait, they're putting a restriction on Cash App?
If you get over $600 in Cash App, they're taxing it.
In Cash App?
Yes.
Huh. I thought that was in bank account.
What's your thought about that?
Well, from my understanding of that tax bill was, it's not only Cash App, but if you have over $600 in any kind of interactions in the bank, they report it. So all transactions that you have at a bank that's over $600 are going to be reported. Yeah, to the government. So that's what he's trying to push. That hasn't been pushed through yet. But he's also trying to have a billionaire tax plan. I mean, they got all kinds of goofy shit in this bill where, that's basically going to fuck the economy up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Democrats' job. The Democrats' job is to come in, to act like they care about the lower class person, and they got to fix everything that the Republicans did when they were just in office, because the Republicans are all about money and free growth and taking care of the markets. The Democrats, they put on the front.
Taking care of the market.
They are about taking care of the market. The Democrats like to put on the front, and they like to make pretend that they don't got 401ks, that they don't invest in the stock. I mean, we just had a problem the other day with the fucking Federal Reserve officers publicly trading stocks. I mean, how fucking corrupt is that?
You think the Democrats are for the poor? Or
Fuck
are they
no. Nobody's for the poor. Nobody. Not even the poor. The poor aren't for the poor. Because if the poor was for the poor, they wouldn't be poor. We would join together. We would go against the fucking machine and take it out. But here's the problem. We all looking at the machine like, damn, I can't wait till I'm running that shit. Because in the back of our minds, it's like, if you work hard, you come up with an idea, you can take yourself from this level to this level in America. I mean, that's the American dream, to be able to go from nothing to something. I mean, that's what it's all about. To be able to participate in whatever it is this financial exploration is of America. You know what I'm saying? Which is all a fucking gag in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But I think Biden he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do, which is fuck the economy up. And then he's going to take the blame for it. He's going to come out and be like, you know what? I'm the president of the United States, and I'm going to make sure the economy is back on track. I mean, look, who knows what's going to happen, because it hasn't fucked up yet. But I'm predicting a major crash, and I'm not the only one. And you know I've been predicting a crash. I've been predicting a crash since 2018. I was like, I just don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's been a while.
I've been like, I just don't know what's going on. The market should have been crashed.
It's been a while.
But I'm not waiting for it to crash.
It's been a while.
But I'm anticipating a crash. And I think up until then, you can still make money. Because motherfuckers are still making money every day in the market. But eventually, there's just too much. Like Biden, his whole thing with China is fucked up. The whole China approach is fucked up. What's going on with the supply chain is fucked up. What's going on with China and Australia is fucked up. What's going on with Biden and Russia is fucked up. What's going on with Biden and the cyber network is fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
It's Biden.
Fucked up.
Biden,
you fucked up, Biden. And Kamala Harris, I don't even know, where is she? What is she doing? Sister, where are you? I don't know what's going on. Like, is she doing anything? Like, what's going on in the black community that she's locking into? And I mean, not even just the black community, but the women community. Is she doing anything for fucking women?
Nah, not right now.
I mean, I just don't see her. She's never in the news.
Not right now.
I never see her.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Not right now.
And which, and she's a piece of work. But anyway, anything else you want to ask me, bro?
Yeah.
I like this question. I like when people ask me questions. You know, I get to talk. I like talking any fucking way. So.
Different questions.
Yeah, that's what you want to ask.
The Black Lives Movement in Philadelphia. There's a lot of going on. How you feel about the aftermath of it right now?
I think
that did it make any impact on what's going on currently?
Yeah, I think Black Lives Matter had a big impact on the world. I think that the organization, I don't necessarily keep up with the actual organization of Black Lives Matter, but the idea of Black Lives Matter is massive. It's big. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's definitely had a ripple effect through society. I mean, just think about it like this. I work at Freedom Theater. I'm the CEO of Freedom Theater. Freedom Theater had issues with the city, had issues with the state, had issues with funders, had issues with everybody because it was a black institution, an African-American institution that didn't want to abide by anybody's rules, and we wanted to just play the same game that everybody else was playing. But it just seemed hard, and especially in a philanthropic space, which is inherently very, very racist. But right now, it seems like Freedom Theater is a hot ticket. And I think that has a lot to do with George Floyd's death. You know what I'm saying? George Floyd was a catalyst for so much. You know what I'm saying? He was, it's almost like God used that as a way to kind of wake everybody up. And COVID-19, because see, I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of COVID-19 mixed with not being with watching George Floyd, people not being able to watch sports, people not being able to go outside, people not being able to go to the club, people stuck in the house with their kids and their fucking stupid wife or stupid husband, and they got nowhere to go, and then motherfuckers start rioting outside. You be like, yo, I'm going outside to riot. That was fucked up because it's really there was nowhere else to go.
Built up frustration.
Yeah, it was nowhere else to go.
That's how I built up frustration.
George Floyd, the riots was the new club. That's basically what happened. And but it had such an impact on people, and I think people actually started having conversations they weren't used to having, and that helps. You know, I watched this white girl online. She must have been about 13, 14 years old, cursing her parents out about white supremacy. And her dad was basically like the old white guy. Was like, you know, what black people need to do is stop smoking Newports. If they do that, then she'd be like, well, Dad, don't you understand why tobacco is prevalent in the African-American community? Because you put it there. And he was like, well, I didn't do anything. She said, well, not you, Dad, but the white man. I was like, what the fuck, the white man? I mean, she gave me chills. I was like, holy smokes, you know what I'm saying? But I love what she said, and everything she said was right. And I think when those conversations switch from just like, you know, a black person like, damn, I'm oppressed, to white people like, damn, we've been oppressing everybody. You know what I'm saying? When you can take a book like Debbie Irvin's Waking Up White, and then a book like Beverly Tatum's fucking Why Are the Black Kids Eating Together in the Cafeteria, and both of them have the same fucking reason for the problems in America, which is redlining in the African American community. That is the problem. Joe Biden, Democrats. I mean, I hate all the Democrats. The Republicans are too stupid.
They're doing a horrible job right now.
The Republicans are too fucking stupid for me to even acknowledge, because the Republicans that I hear about, they're all idiots. You know what I'm saying? Every time a Republican comes on TV and says something, they sound so dumb. The problem with me with the Democrats is they sound smart, but they're doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Elizabeth Warren, I just like, yo, everything she says when she's talking about women and the African-American community and Native American and indigenous people, right on. But then she loses me when she starts talking about finance.
Dumb shit.
Yeah, she's like, yo, well, you talking about black people being systemically, oppressed, and indigenous people need their land back. But, yo, we do. We want all that shit. But don't fuck the economy up and then give it like, yo, what the fuck is you?
Give it back.
Anyway, I mean, you got me on this rant, because but I hate Democrats, and Republicans are too stupid for me to hate. So I don't even acknowledge them. But the Democrats, I have to criticize them because I'm their friend. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not their friends. I hate them. So I'm not their friend.
You go independent route?
I'm more of an independent. I'm more of an independent guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of like, I just want to fund both of them. I still give. I mean, I give to the Democrats, I give to the Republicans. And it's just like, yo, I just want to just see who wins. I'm more of that kind of guy. Whoever wins, they get to make policy. So it's like, all right, well, now you're in. So now I'll talk to you. And it's like, whoever's in, I'll talk to. Which is why I didn't understand why motherfuckers was actually turning down meetings with Trump. I mean, now Trump is a dickhead, big Cheeto. But at the same time, he's the most powerful person on the planet.
Exactly.
So you're going to turn down a meeting with the most powerful person on the planet, but then go to a fucking club and fucking make it rain with fucking noodle noggins? That don't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense. So it's like the most powerful person on the planet, I'm taking that meeting, whether they're Democrat or Republican, all day long. Straight up. You know what I mean? All day long. We're going to get this political cash. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot to get. Any more questions, my friend? I like being asked questions. Even though I never really answer them. I just go on rants. The questions make me upset. Bomb's laughing, by the way, because he understands that to be true. He said, Dice realizes that he just rants. Okay. He chuckled. It was he's chuckling again. I love putting a smile on my friends' faces. Any other questions?
It's a vibe, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like, in these days and time, with them forcing us to get the vaccine, and, it's just like, it's like they're like kind of shifting our lifestyle. You know what I'm saying at this moment. You feel me? And it's just kind of strange to me. You know, I think like thinking back, I was having a conversation with somebody last night at dinner, and he was saying that black people history start at slavery from an educational standpoint in America.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
I agree. That's where America starts Black history.
That's
at.
what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, but a Black history starts at the. KRS-One said it back in the day, and he said African history is the world's history. This is the missing link in mystery. Once we realize that all are African, and I mean that's basically what he said in one of his raps. You know, I think it was "You Must Learn" or something like that. But you think about that, African history is the world's history. This is the missing link in mystery. This is why motherfuckers just keep going around in circles, because they refuse to go to the source. You know what I'm saying? The source is African. It's not African American. I mean, for real, the African American is such a fucked up ass way to describe somebody.
Right.
Because when you really start digging into the words, I mean, we're a rape race. You know what I'm saying? There were African people who came to this continent, and then they were repeatedly raped for 400 years. The motherfuckers was black as this headphones, right? And then somehow we got to this. You know what I'm saying? And that only way we got from this was mass rapings. I mean, mass raping.
Killings too.
Mass rapings, but not much killing. Not as much killing as raping.
It's crazy.
Think about that. Not as much killing as raping. Sure, they hung slaves, they shot slaves, they beat slaves, they whipped slaves, but they didn't kill that many slaves because that was their money.
Yes.
That was their money. You're not going to go keep killing your money, but you're going to abuse and manipulate these things of your financial instruments to suit you in your best way. That's what the fuck you're going to do. And mass rapings was one of those things. And it's so crazy. I got in an argument with somebody I do consider a friend, you know what I mean? But we're not on speaking terms now. And I asked her, she said, well, Kanye West, she said, why are you arguing about Kanye West's album? And why are you talking about Kanye West anyway? I said, well, Kanye West is the most influential black man of all time. And she says, no, the hell he isn't. How dare you say that? It's Martin Luther King. I said, no, Martin Luther King. I said Martin Luther King is the most impactful.
Right.
Impactful African-American male of all time.
Right.
But it's Kanye West. There's nobody running around dressed like Martin Luther King right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're just not. They're not wearing Martin Luther King fucking patent leather shoes or Martin Luther King fucking tie clips or Martin Luther King fucking tie. And they should. They should. You know what I'm saying? We should Martin Luther King's fucking his fucking shop should be full of fucking shit that people can cop. Because again, America is really just a trap house. If you're not trapping here, just get out the fucking way. Go live somewhere where you can live a better quality of life, better air, better food. Why fucking live in this fucking hellhole if you don't have to? Makes no sense to me. Any case, we were talking about my dumb friend, right? So she says, yeah, you blah, 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 da, da, da. And we got into a thing where it got personal. So wait, what was the question you asked me?
Oh, hold on. We'd like to give a shout out to our official sponsor, D&T Auto Body Repair Shop. If you need your repair needs done,
please go there.
If you need custom paint jobs, if you need custom cars redone, refurbished.
So anyway, D&T Auto Body Shop. Thank you, Chris, for mentioning that. I almost forgot. Yo, so yeah, I mean, back to African American history. African history is the world's history. This is the missing link and mystery. African history is the world's history. This is why we don't understand any fucking thing, because we refuse to go to the source, because the people in charge of the world and telling the world narrative will never acknowledge the African scientists, the African doctors, the Jewish and Muslim Moors that came out of Africa into Europe and dominated Europe for 700 years. Now,
There we go.
And look, we taught the Europeans seasonal clothing. They were running around wearing their winter coats in the summertime. We taught them toothpaste. We taught them, everything. Dental hygiene, physical, everything hygiene. We gave them books. Greeks learned from Egyptian masters. You might say, prove it, but here's the answer. And KRS-One gave it to you again. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we're going to get into that anyway. But, if we talk about African American history, let's talk about a little bit of African, but not African Americans, but just African and American history. Columbus and the Queen of Spain, they sent 14 little bullshit ships over here. 14. Abu Khari, who was Mensa Musa's brother, the richest person who ever walked the face of the earth, who was an African king, he sent 2,000 ships to America hundreds of years before Christopher Columbus was even thought about. And when Bola got to fucking South America, he ran into a village near Brazil. He ran into a village of 1 million fucking Ethiopians. So just think about that. And he says it. He was in Ethiopia. It wasn't even talking about Ethiopia, the country. They called Ethiopians people with burnt skin. That's what Ethiopia meant. People with burnt skin. So they were just blacks. Abu Khari had ships, the Olmecs. When you look at the Olmecs and those big statues and their Chichen Itza and all that shit, we was already fucking here. You know what I'm saying? So they twisted history around so fucked up and confusing that we really don't even have a fucking real clue unless you do your own research. And it's not even that hard. It's not even that hard. It's like they tried to hide it, but they only hid it due to the way that public schools is structured. Yeah. And public schools are structured as a part of systemic racism, which is why when you're in a classroom and you're learning and the teacher asks the whole class, mixed race, all black, all white, anything, the teacher can call out and say, hey, what's 1 + 1? We're going to learn math. 1 + 1, everybody. They're like 2. She's like 3 + 3, everybody. They're like 6. She's like 2 + 2, 4, 5 + 5, 10. Everybody's engaged. They're happy to learn. They're happy to participate. They're with their friends. Everything's a smooth vibe. Then we go history class.
Right.
Okay, all you black kids, raise your hands. All right. We beat you, we raped you, we did this, we did that, we did this, we slavery, blah, 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 with whips to chains, buck breaking, fucking wet nursing, all the nightmares of slavery dumped on you at one time, right? Then they say, okay, moving on. Now we're going to social studies. They're like, okay, this is that. Black kid, you're not paying attention. He's got a learning disability. No, you just dropped a fucking ton of bricks on his fucking head, told him he was a slave, told him how you beat him, raped him. The motherfucker's still sitting there like this from all that shit you just said, and then now we gotta move on. And then there's no fucking psychological therapy session that goes along with teaching African American history in school. So you get this ton of bricks jumped on top of your fucking head in first grade when they first start teaching this shit, and then it's a distraction. You're thinking about the shit the entire rest of the class. How can you
programming?
It's programming. It's programming. And African American history doesn't start with fucking America. America ain't got shit on our history.
Yeah,
America,
sure.
You ain't shit but a trap house that I hustle in. That's all you is. You ain't shit, America. Fuck you.
Trap.
I don't want to live in India though.
Trap.
But I like Indian food.
Trap.
Yeah, so anyway, moving on. African history is the world's history, and that brings us right into Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One. I didn't get a chance to talk about this, but it was a very interesting verses. You know, not my favorite verses, like I'm saying, but I seen a lot of comments online. People like, yo, this the best one yet. That's the best verses. It wasn't the best verses at all.
What was your opinion of the best verses?
The best verses was the Locks and Diplomats. It's like, yo, game over.
It was.
It was. Yeah, I mean,
how you feel about that one compared to Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy?
That was an interesting John too. See, I haven't watched many verses, right? Yeah. But the verses that I've watched, because I've seen clips of all of them, but the verses that I watched was Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. I watched Locks and Diplomats. I watched Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy, and I watched KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane. Those are the ones that I watched in entirety. Now, I saw the other ones where I was like, but Boring. Nelly and Ludacris was painful. I watched a little bit of all of them, like just checking in here and there. But they wasn't really that impressive to me. What was really impressive was Locks and Diplomat. I mean, to me, that was just everything a battle should be.
Right, they brought the scales out.
I mean, it was crazy. Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One. I feel like KRS-One could have had a better opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like, another like, oh, Dice, you trying to talk shit about
He still do spit bars.
I love Big Daddy Kane. Work with Big Daddy Kane. Perform with Big Daddy Kane on many of occasions. Got nothing but love and admiration for Big Daddy Kane. But he only had 2 albums. He only had 2. I mean, he had Taste of Darkness.
What about Symphony?
That's one song. That's one verse.
Was that an album though?
No, the Symphony was a verse. It was just one verse.
He's done a lot of guest verses.
Yeah, like
Bow Wow was album.
KRS-One didn't even do. He did songs off of every album. He didn't do it like a whole album. Like Kane had to go back to Raw. He had to do Ain't No Half Step, and he had to spread them out. Whereas the KRS-One, but it was the same record. You know what I'm saying? Where KRS-One was doing stuff from the 80s, then he would go do something from the year 2000. Then he'd do something from 1995. Then he'd do something from 1989. Then he'd do something from 88. And it was just like Kane had quit at a certain point. Like by fucking by like 99, by like 91, Kane was over already. You know what I'm saying? Like Kane, like what you do when you're out of here? Fake deal, that video out of here. I mean, like if KRS-One would have really got a chance to get off, I think that. Because I don't think Chris really killed it as hard as Chris could have killed it. You know what I'm saying? But he still decimated Big Daddy Kane. I mean, as far as battle-wise, hit for hit, song for song, Kane with that fucking, the new freestyle he tried to spit, all that shit, like all them little tricks and shit, just didn't work. You know what I mean? And then DJ Scratch is a definitely dope-ass DJ, but he started coming at Kid Capri. That was kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? DJ Scratch was bullying Kid Capri. Because he just cut so much better. I mean, DJ Scratch is the best DJ a fucking alive next to Jazzy Jeff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you fucking right.
He ain't no joke. You
he ain't no joke.
Yo, my bad. Yo, motherfucking DJ Scratch, I mean, like, that nigga ain't no joke on the Wheels of Steel. So he kind of was bullying Kid Capri.
Mount Rushmore for sure.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, but Kid Capri's stats to his, don't nobody know who DJ Scratch is, though. You know what I'm saying? Except real hip-hop motherfuckers. Like, I know who DJ Scratch is. I know DJ Scratch is the best DJ alive next to DJ Jazzy Jeff because he can't do the Transformer cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, only Jeff can do that. But Kid Capri do more shows. He get more gigs. He got more props. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that means anything when it come down to just brass tacks. But KRS-One for the win. Big Daddy Kane should have been battling. Big Daddy Kane and Rakim should have battled. That's who should battle. Big Daddy Kane and Rakim, because they two, very flat-footed, serious MCs who had a huge impact on the game but didn't have a lot of records. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though KRS-One might be the best rapper who ever did the shit. I mean, historically, what do you think? Chris, are you here?
Yes.
Did you hear what I said?
Not the last couple.
Anyway, KRS-One, shout out KRS-One, shout out Big Daddy Kane.
The last couple.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely was a great event, a great versus.
I watched the whole versus, by the way. Big Daddy Kane still had skills. He showcased them. KRS-One just more of a battle rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I was saying is, I think Kane and Rakim should have battled, not KRS-One and Kane, because Kane and Rakim to me are more evenly paired because they both had a huge impact on hip hop, like a huge impact on hip hop with a very small discography. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a library of music. They have a very small library of music, but had such a massive impact. Whereas though KRS-One got 10 albums, 12 albums. I mean, he got fucking Criminal Minded, By Any Means Necessary, Edutainment, The Blueprint, fucking hip hop, it's just too much. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. And that didn't even come out till fucking 1999, 2000. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, he went from 1986 to dropping consistent hits to the year 2000. I would argue, taking Black Thought and Nas out of the equation, taking Drake. Okay, take Black Thought. Let's take Nas out. Let's take fucking Drake. Let's take fucking, let's take those dudes out, right? The two best rappers of all time might be KRS-One and Jay-Z.
Possibly.
And here's the other crazy part. Here's the other crazy part. I'd argue that Jay-Z patented himself after KRS-One.
Maybe in a sense.
I would definitely believe so. I would also argue
I hear a lot of rock.
They're very similar. Maybe. They're very similar. Do you know that KRS-One and Jay-Z are the same zodiac sign?
Okay.
They're born 2 weeks apart from each other. That's some interesting shit.
Okay.
That's some interesting shit. KRS-One and Jay-Z are born just a couple of weeks apart, maybe even closer than that. The other crazy thing is they both got the same haircut now.
Yeah.
They both got the same hair. They sound alike when they talk. When you hear Jay-Z talk and you hear KRS-One talk, it almost sounds like they could be the same person. They're very intellectual. Very intellectual. They use a certain a tone when they talk. It's very sophisticated. But yet, KRS-One's first, I was criminal minded. Jay-Z we already know Jay-Z's history. Mm-hmm. But they both grew into the same kind of, I would argue that a better fit for KRS-One would have been Jay-Z.
Possibly.
It should have been Jay-Z and KRS-One. Or Jay-Z, or KRS-One and Busta Rhymes, something like that. Like a performance, but with a live performance, the way the verses is now, which changed after the Dipset, which changed after the locks and the real MCing and not the playback machines and all that stuff. Like that took it to the next realm. You know what I'm saying? Like that took it to the next realm. So when now it's a different animal. So who could perform against Busta Rhymes live? There's only a couple people.
Cool J.
LL will get decimated. He'd get decimated.
So?
Yeah. He got history. He got hits. But LL,
I don't think he'll get decimated. You know why?
I think he'd get decimated.
I don't think
Busta
so.
got too high. Because people don't realize Busta goes all the way back to 89.
Yeah, I know.
Leaders of the new school.
And people don't realize LL goes back to 84.
He go back to 80. We don't even know how far L go back.
Listen.
But I think L still loses.
I need a beat.
Maybe.
Rock the
like
bells.
I like to see it.
I need love.
I like to see it.
I need love.
I need love is a banger.
Mama said knock you out. Lounging.
Mama said knock you out.
Who do you love?
Okay, who do you
Various
love?
features.
Maybe it's Jay-Z or LL Cool J.
Ooh, skeeshy, blotitious,
I hated
skeevy,
that verse.
delicious.
I hated that verse so much. But it's classic.
People
it's still a
love
classic.
It. People love it.
No, it's a classic.
People love it.
I don't like Mozart either, but it's the classic.
But who would go against Busta Rhymes though?
Redman.
No.
Redman. First of all, Redman already
would
did
get
it.
murdered.
By Busta?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
He would get murdered.
I don't know about
He
that.
would get murdered.
I think Redman and Busta, or Missy Elliott.
She'd get murdered.
She'd get murdered by Busta?
Her run wasn't long enough.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Pastor Cavassier.
Pastor Cavassier.
Woo-ha.
Ain't nobody
Woo-ha. I
Ain't
got
nobody
you
go
all in
against
check.
Busta Rhymes, yo.
I don't think nobody can fuck with him.
There's nobody that can fuck with him.
Live perform. First of all, he got tons of hits,
Ja
but then
Rule
his
been
live
good.
performance is just impeccable. I mean, like Busta Rhymes' live performance, KRS-One's live performance, The Roots, and fucking Redman. That's the best. That's the best.
Go hard.
That's the best. Like Redman without Method Man. Redman without Method Man, just doing the rugged Redman shit, the funny shit. Man, it's something to watch, man. It's something to see, man. And even with Method Man, they still come off, but Method Man just, I don't even want to talk about it. But Redman with Method Man, I mean Redman by himself, killer. I don't know if he could fuck with Buster. I feel like he could though. I feel like Redman solo could fuck with Buster. I feel like he could, but he already did the verses. It was Redman versus Method Man, so
and that was
that was one of the wackest ones.
It was pretty whack.
Was one of the wackest ones because there was too much camaraderie. Didn't have friends. And then after the fucking Gucci Man and Dipset shit, I want to see beef. You know what I'm saying? Like I want tension in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck that. When Styles P fucking tried to pull Cam off the beach chair, oh my god! And Cam kicked him in the chest. I was like, yo, wait. I was like, where is this going? I was like, yo, where is this go? Even Fat Joe says, he makes those noises. Oh my god, yo, I mean, just the energy, everything was on point, man. Like with that shit, and I need to see more of that. You know, with the versus shit, it's different now. You know what I mean? It's a whole different animal. And I'm sorry, I've been snacking. It always sucks when you come back from a podcast break and you were snacking, because I smack when I eat too. So people are like, man, you make all that noise. That shit sound good. I'm like, oh damn, I forgot I smack. I have bad table manners. But anyway, the versus shit is different. The lock shit was the best shit. KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane was good. I already knew KRS-One was going to beat. I think everybody on planet Earth knew that except Big Daddy Kane. And I saw a clip where KRS-One was telling Busta what he was going to do. He's like, Busta. He's like, you know what I'm going to do to him. He was like, you already know. But had KRS-One been, like, there'd been like an extension of like being able to do like a performance set, it would have been worse. It would have been worse.
I think Big Daddy Kane held his own.
He held his own,
and I think he
versus what he was up against.
I think he did a good job.
He held his own. He still got decimated.
You think so?
Decimated, yes. I mean,
he was spitting on that joint.
But it didn't matter. Like, it just didn't matter. You know what I mean? Did it?
Yes, it did. It mattered. I'm about to tell you. Watch this. It mattered, man.
Why?
I'm about to show you.
We're not gonna be able to pick that up on the computer though. You just
Huh?
Oh yeah. I don't think it mattered. You know what I mean? And like I said, with the whole lock shit, the locks, that was the most eye-opening shit out of all the verses. Like calling out MCs for not being MCs. That was great.
Yeah. That's a fact.
So anyway, so what else is going on out there? Floyd, your boy Floyd Mayweather, refused to keep his mouth shut for some particular reason. I don't know why, but what's your thoughts on the Floyd Mayweather stuff?
I think Floyd needed, he's supporting Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving, as far as what?
As far as the vaccine thing, you seen?
Oh,
that
really?
This morning?
Oh, well, I mean, if Kyrie Irving doesn't want to get the vaccine, Kyrie, don't get the vaccine. Like, I mean, just don't do it. But like, don't complain about it. Like, I mean, is he mad because he's not getting paid? Because see, my whole thing is, I didn't get the vaccine either.
He don't need the money.
Well, then fuck it. Then why are you even talking about it?
I think he attention whore on the low.
Kyrie? Yeah, something wrong with Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Something wrong with that boy.
He hasn't won anything since he left LeBron James.
Something wrong with that boy.
He just continuously do things to put him in the spotlight here and there. And it ain't always for, positive reasons. And I know everybody got a choice to make, but you also got a choice to make within the profession that you're in. And
That's
you know
all
what
I'm
comes
saying.
with that.
If a motherfucker got a check from me and say, yo, Dice, we got $150,000 for you to come do this show. Hey, I need you to fucking take the vaccine. Guess what I'm doing? I'm taking the vaccine. Are you freaking nuts?
Exactly.
It's like, yo, I'm not turning down any fucking big dough. And I've already fucked up. Like, I missed Barack Obama's birthday party because I wasn't vaccinated. But that was some shit that the media, they wouldn't even let Barack Obama have a fucking birthday party. They wanted to put the clamps on it just because he's black and black president. But anyway, couldn't go to Barack's birthday party because last minute they was like, oh, we need everybody to upload their vaccination card. And I was going to do it. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to get the vaccination for Barack. I wanted to chicken it out. I was like, Barack, I understand. He didn't invite me anyway. I was crashing.
Ha.
So,
Yo, la-di-da-di.
yeah, no, we were invited. But, and then there was a party this weekend. Jay-Z, Kanye West, The Roots, crazy shit.
You missed that party too?
Yeah, it was in Italy. And I didn't have the vaccination, and I was like, fuck it. And I didn't know about it till last minute, though. So I was like, I'm not going to get my vaccine and just jump on a plane. I'd be fucking sick in Italy and shit. Can't come back. Whatever.
That would be a bad joint, as they say.
I'd fuck around and get a lifetime ban or some dumb shit.
Right.
I'd never be able to go back to one of my favorite places. But in any case, I think when you got checks on the line, you got to get that shit. Like,
I agree.
Like, don't sit around and fuck your whole life up and your whole money up, your whole career, livelihood. You work too hard to get to this place, and then you turn it down because you don't want to get the vaccination. Now, I understand because I don't want to get the vaccination either, but I'm going to get it. I've made up my mind. Like, Black called me this morning. He's like, yo, man. He said, get the vaccine, man. What's the matter with you?
I agree.
I'm like, if Black got it, fuck it. I need to go get it. So, fuck it.
I agree.
If he can do it, I can do it. So, well, if he did it, I should do it. More like that. In any case, Floyd, he's just so stupid, though, because I'm not even talking about that. I didn't even know that Floyd was supporting Kyrie on that. But Floyd, I don't know.
He was at the Big Daddy Kane KRS-One joint, too, Floyd.
Oh, Floyd was there? Okay, we must be bored. You know what I'm saying? The champ is bored.
Did you see that freestyle Big Daddy Kane hit?
I saw the freestyle. Shit was whack.
You sure?
That shit was whiz.
Let's play it back.
We can't hear it on here, but
sure,
they won't be able. The mics won't pick it up. That's all. Whack. That was corny. Sorry, Kane. You know I love you. I come through and kick in the doors. Cats behind me lift in the floors. Red fluid drip in the floor. When you stop bleeding, that's when my men are bored. Disband, you just can't withstand the man coming with this man. Listen, whack. Sorry, Kane. I love you, like Kane.
He killing it.
Kane, I love you. This freestyle's corny. I'm sorry. Boo. And it's not a freestyle. Like, he wrote this shit. This is a fake ass freestyle. Boo. That end was a little bit like Cam. It was alright. I mean,
don't do him like that.
It's depressing. You know what it is? It's depressing.
It was hot.
You know what it is? To me,
Big Daddy never lost a step.
Here's the thing. He's lost many steps. But, Kane, we love you. See, my thing is, it's depressing for a lot of reasons. Yo, stop, bro.
Come on, man.
It's fucking the audio up, bro. My thing is with Kane and, like, not even just Kane, right? My problem is with, like, African-American art. They put us in, like, nobody puts us anywhere, but we're inside this small box. It's very small. You know what I'm saying? Like, and inside the box, it's only like a couple different things going on, like gangster rap, wet ass pussy, women, lover boy, gigolo kind of guy, and then like the motherly, sister pro black kind of thing, right? Like there's not much for us to operate inside of a narrative, right? So when you're an older artist and you still feel like you gotta say things to appeal to younger people in a creative field, it limits you, right? And I feel Kane is limited. I feel like he understands those things, and he's still trying to deal with it in a way where it's going to be something popular. And I think that's hard. You know what I'm saying? When just doing something out of artistic expression, like, you know what? Yo, I'm going to do something just for art's sake. I don't care if people think it's hip or if young rappers like it.
Right.
You know, it's like, yo, man, fuck that shit. Like, yo, first of all, you can't approximate it anyway because, I mean, first of all, the beat he picked, did you hear that beat? It's like an old break. It's like, it almost sounds like a spoof. It's not like a spoof song. Like I hate to talk shit about Kane because I love Kane. I love KRS-One. I love Rakim. I love all those old school guys. But I mean, the shit is
podcast.
They're
Gonna come out your neck.
Yeah, that's cool. Kane, I love you to death. And look, I'm supposed to respect my elders anyway. You know what I mean? But the shit was pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to go back to Floyd. Because Floyd said something about painted nails the other day. He wouldn't take a picture with a kid who had painted nails on. And then my whole thing is, Floyd, you're allowed to not take a picture with whoever the fuck you want to not take a picture with. But having painted nails, what does that mean, Floyd? Like, I don't understand why you felt the need to verbalize that while you're being videotaped. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, because somebody may think that it's a homophobic thing, even though if a person paints their nails, they might not even be gay. But just the fact that you're saying that you're going out of your way to specify what you don't like and don't do, and in this hot topic era, it's just stupid because you don't have to say anything. Black men, shut the fuck up. Don't say stupid shit you don't have to say, because as soon as you do it, you're going to get fucking annihilated. You know what I'm saying? Only reason why people don't come after me is I'm not popular enough, so I can say whatever the hell I want. Anyway, moving on. Another black male who really didn't say anything stupid. He said something intelligent, but he's still coming under fire. Dave Chappelle. Chris, can I get your thoughts on the Dave Chappelle shit?
Dave Chappelle, man, I don't really know what to say because the LGBT community, the
LGBTQ,
the transgender community, they've been really attacking people when you've been coming at them.
But he
David
didn't come at
Chappelle
him.
always has a way of adding sarcasm to things that's social issues when he does his jokes.
Right. But he didn't really come at him, though.
I mean, he didn't come at him, but in this day and time where we got Me Too movement, all those things of that nature, it's kind of sensitive. But at the same time, it's comedy. And in comedy, you're supposed to have sarcasm. You're supposed to talk about yourself. You're supposed to mock things that are sensitive. You're supposed to, jokes are supposed to be extreme.
I mean, it's funny. It's a joke. I mean, that's the whole part about it for me.
But right now, he's flipping the script. So right now, he's
pushing back. Yeah.
He's saying he's the victim.
He is the victim.
They victimizing him.
They are victimizing him.
Which is a smart PR move.
Well, it's the truth.
They are.
It's the truth. And he just posed the question. He said, can you be gay and be a racist? That's where I'm like, that's kind of where the rubber hits the road for me. Yeah, you most certainly can be gay and prejudiced and a racist. It's just your sexual preference has nothing to do with if you hate niggas or hate Jews or hate Puerto Ricans or hate whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know, or Indians or Muslims or whoever you hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not your sexuality isn't like, okay, if you're gay, now you're not anything else. You know what I'm saying? You're not racist. And, and I think there's a lot of people who are in powerful positions who might have been homosexual, who might have still been racist. You know what I'm saying?
Wah, wah, wah. You know it is.
Yeah,
you know who it is.
It's just the facts. You know what I'm saying?
You know it is.
And it's people who probably was closet homosexuals who were super racist. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So then you got that. You know what I mean? People who you don't even who don't even have enough courage to come forward and say, "Hey, I'm gay." You know what I'm saying? They're in the closet hiding out, pretending to be something they're not, and they're super racist. I mean, there was a lot of that. I mean, there's a lot of Ku Klux Klan guys under those sheets, doing fucking each other. You know what I'm saying? Let me be clear. Let's be, a lot of that shit went on up in the mountains, the fucking, those rednecks up in the fucking the Virginia mountains and the Hatfields and the McCoys and all those fucking dudes. Motherfuckers was gay. It was super gay. You know what I'm saying? Brokeback Mountain, Brokeback Cowboy, they be gay as shit and they still fucking calling you a nigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing, I won't fuck a nigger, though. That's where I draw the line. You'd be like, it's like
crying.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying. It's true. It's true for that. Look, Dave, I think that Dave Chappelle's a brilliant social commentist, and what he talked about was his friend who was transgender who killed himself, based off of transgender people attacking him on Twitter. Like the basic Twitter rants called this person to commit suicide, and he wanted to shed light on that. And I think it was positive that he did that. I think it was great, and I wish Dave Chappelle more success. You know what I'm saying? So, in any case. I think that's it for us today.
You know what it is it for us today? Shout out to Dice Raw.
Shout out to Chris Wood.
DJ Circuit Breakers, DJ Wood. DJ Wood. DJ Circuit Breaker. Chris Wood.
Chris Wood.
I had a long 4 days,
it's been a long one.
I was tired, but it was a good interview, a good episode. Is it coming out?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Take the parts out.
Too.
Take the parts out where I'm out of it.
No, leave it in.
I always bounce back with this. I answer the questions though.
They're gonna love you.
You know what I'm saying?
When I ask you a question, you was on your phone. They're gonna love that.
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
I answer the questions though.
All right, let's get out of here. We gotta get a drink real quick. You gotta be somewhere at 4:30.
Yeah, I sure do.
The Raw Report. I'm Dice Raw. This is Chris Wood. Bomb. You know what to do.
Let's go.
Stony Island Audio.